Private investigator Matthew Scudder is hired by a drug kingpin to find out who kidnapped and murdered his wife. This is my review of A Walk Among the Tombstones. Mainly the only reason I was interested in seeing this movie was because of Liam Neeson. And another reason I was looking forward to seeing this movie was because it didn't look like Taken. Even though some people are saying, oh man, this looks like Taken all over again. But for me, I saw something in the trailers that made it seem like, nah, this is nothing like Taken. But I will agree there are a few parts in the trailers where it's like, yeah, that is like sort of like Taken dialogue. But after seeing this movie a month ago with my dad, I can tell you that I thought this movie was alright. The good points. So the best thing coming out of this movie are the performances by Liam Neeson and the two actors that played the two creeps in this movie. And I say that these three performances are the best thing coming out of the movie because they made the movie more realistic. And their performances made me think, man, these are like real life people, it seems like. Liam Neeson made me believe that he was this sort of broken down former cop that turned into a private detective who is a former alcoholic. And the two actors that played the two creeps in this movie like made me feel like these are real creepy, terrible people who do horrendous stuff to people. But I'll say that there are other members of the cast that I thought did a good job, at least in the movie as well. Then I thought that both the directing and the editing of this movie did a good job of bringing out the suspenseful and thrilling side of this movie. And I thought the directing and the editing of the movie helped bring interest in the movie. Even if at points for me I was just a little bit interested in the movie, I thought they did a good job of at least keeping me interested by a little at points. The writing was mostly good with the story development and with the dialogue of the movie. But at some moments I thought the writing was good with the character development. And that character development was mainly around Liam Neeson's character and sometimes with the two creeps. I thought that whoever did the cinematography did a good job at making this movie look good. And for me, it's hard to mention cinematography, because if you want me to mention cinematography, then you have to at least do something really cool that I saw, that the way the movie was shot at like some moments. But overall, I thought this movie was shot well. And the final good point I have to say is with the sound design. And the only sound design I want to talk about was with the two main gun battles in the movie. Because there's a gun battle at the beginning of this movie and there's a gun battle at the end of the movie. And the sound design for those gun battles or gunfights or whatever you want to call them made me feel like I was in those scenes while I was in the theater with my dad. The bad points. I guess the thing I didn't like about this movie was the kid actor. And I know that he was there to remind Liam Neeson's character of something. And I know that he was there to help Liam Neeson's character as well with the events that were going on with the movie. But there were points of this movie where he did some stupid things, and these stupid things were making me think, like, why would he do that? I mean, there are some stupid things that the kid does in the movie that are like, okay, I can understand that. But there are other things in this movie where I was like, are you okay? Are you sane right now? I mean, I know you want to help Liam Neeson's character, but don't kill yourself. And I think that this has to do with the writing of this character as well. Because there's this one scene of the movie that's dedicated to the kid, and I didn't really feel like that this scene was really needed, because for me it just felt like filler. For me, another bad point is that the movie can be slow at points. And again, I think this has to go back to the writing. And the parts that I was like getting a little bit bored at were when Liam Neeson's character was like solving like who killed the kingpin's wife. And then when he meets people that explain to him like who like possibly did it and whatnot, and why the people did it, I sort of got confused. So I think the writing could have done a better job of making some things clear. And the writing could have fixed a few things that I thought like weren't really needed in the movie. And I guess the final bad point I have to say about this movie is that I felt that the ending was a bit weird. At first I thought it was like sort of a good way to end the movie, but when I started to think about it, I was starting to think to myself, maybe it could have ended a little bit better, possibly. So like I said, I saw this movie with my dad. My dad gives this movie a 3.25 out of 4 stars, while I give it a 2.75 out of 4 stars. I think if you're a fan of Liam Neeson, and if you're a fan of crime drama or suspense thriller type of movies, then I think you'll enjoy this movie, or at least like it. So that's my review of A Walk Among the Tombstones. Hope you guys liked it, and other than that guys, that's it.